Greetings and welcome back once again. Today's gonna be a pretty quick one. I did want to make sure that I put something together for you guys. Unfortunately, today it's not gonna be the deck collection. I really do want to do that, and I know that I keep talking about doing it. I just want to do something original and kind of fun with it. The more cards you have, the more exhausting it is to make a video. But I promise I will get around to it. I want to work out a few details. I do have some ideas though. It's coming. So today is going to be a quick one. Before we get into anything, I did want to say, I know yesterday during the Orbit V5 deck review that I did, I mentioned that the cards were starting to clump a lot, but I thought it was because of the humidity. Just to give you an update on that, if you're thinking about buying these cards and you live somewhere that gets really hot this time of year, as soon as I took the cards back up to my apartment, they went back to their normal snappiness. That was pretty much, if you remember, my only complaint with these cards yesterday, and that has since worked itself out. So, Orbit 5th edition, great deck of cards. So today we are gonna have just a quick kind of top 3 video. You guys have seen my top 5 favorite decks. Actually, I probably should update that soon. But today we're gonna look at the top 3 decks that I use for Magic. How this is different is some decks I love to use, but I don't necessarily perform with them. Some decks I just like to mess around with because I like the way they look or the way they feel. Not all my favorite decks are used for Magic. But today we're gonna talk about the top 3 decks that I use when I'm performing. Number 3, this is a deck that I have been using since I got them a couple of months ago. They are just absolutely amazing cards. It's the Copag 310s by Cartamundi. There is not enough that I can say about why I love these cards. It would be a 1-hour video. But they're good for Magic because they do have a pretty standard looking back design. This definitely looks like something that you could pick up, like, you know, either in a casino or for gameplay at a poker game. These cards don't look very suspecting. The pips and indices also pretty standard, no problems there. But what really makes these cards good for Magic is the superior handling. They are amazing, and they last forever. If you would like more information on the Copag 310s, feel free to check out my video where I talk about the difference between USPCC, Cartamundi, and Expert. I'll leave that link in the description. Coming in at number 2, we have Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Obviously, bicycles are the best decks for Magic. Why are they not number 1? Well, there's a couple of reasons why, and these are actually not even regular bicycles. You can see these are the Cincinnati, Ohio gold labels. These are by Richard Turner. They are the most incredible bicycles. They are printed on B stock, so they have that same like USPCC B grade casino feel and finish on them, and they're super soft. They don't even feel like regular bicycles. In fact, I don't even use regular bicycles anymore. I mostly just use these. If you've owned a deck of rider backs from the like a blue label rider backs from Cincinnati, Ohio, that's pretty much what these feel like. They are incredible. These will also last you a really long time, and I can't say enough about it. I love everything about the Richard Turner gold label bicycles. I almost don't even want to put them down. Maybe I'll take this deck with me today. Okay, now before we get into number 1, I should have made this a top 5 video because there are a lot of decks that are good for performing, and really honestly it just kind of depends, I guess, on you know, your style and what kind of gig you're doing. I should have made this a top 5, but since I didn't, I do have some honorable mentions. The David Blaine White Lions, you saw these as an honorable mention on my top 5 favorite decks video. I have literally no problems with any of these decks. I mean, they keep making it into my honorable mentions and not into the actual top. That's not for any specific reason other than preference, personal preference for me. And they're great for performances because they look standard on the back, they look standard on the faces. And also they are marked, which, you know, for Magic routines, having a marked deck is always good. The only problem that I have is that the marking system is extremely difficult for me to read. I don't know if it's just me, but either way, these cards are amazing. All right, so now we look at number 1. And again, before I say anything, this is my personal preference as far as this is the deck that I perform Magic with the most, the Red Keepers. I do use the blue ones quite a bit for Magic, but there's a distinct difference between the blue keepers and the red keepers. So specifically why I use the red keepers is because they are a reader back. And these are the V2, by the way. These are the ones by Cartamundi, so they're printed on that Copag 310 finish. Ooh. Oh, just cannot get enough. Oh shit. I was feeling it, the cards were feeling me. Well, anyway, guys, that is my top 3, or technically top 4 decks that I use when I'm performing Magic. Let me know what decks you use when you perform Magic. I would be curious to know. Well, anyway, I now have a card mess to clean up, so later, everybody.